listening to, I say you are listening to, you are absolutely listening to the George Espinlove Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. Now, with no further ado, here comes Georgie!
Thank you. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. Thank you. Oh my goodness. To all of our friends down the street, around the corner, across this great nation and around the world, thank you for tuning in to the George Espinlove Show on this Friday night. Everyone gets excited on Friday night. Not that we're not excited during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because we are. But Friday night, oh, everybody, and listen, I'm not exaggerating one bit. Tonight, the Funny Farm grounds are filled up. Everywhere you look, there are people. Everywhere you look, I mean, sitting in a tree, on the branches, of course, sitting on the hoods of cars, the back of pickup trucks, in the grassy spots, on the sidewalks, sitting on the curb, and in the radio studio itself. This place is jam-packed, and they have come for no other reason than to see our friend and to hear our friend, Big Tiny. Yeah. They love Big Tiny. Yep. Yeah, Charlie's over there doing backflips. Yeah, and we'll bring Isaac loves him. We'll bring thank you very much. We'll bring Big Tiny on here in just a moment. But first of all, if you are a first-time listener, I need to warn you. Is that the right word? Warn you? No. If I say I need to warn you, I'll scare you. I might scare you off. I need to give you our disclaimer. How's that? We here on the George Espinlove Show, live from the Funny Farm in a place called Our World, will not be responsible for any side effects that may occur to you or to any of your loved ones that listen to this show. And yes, there will be side effects. And yes, people will notice it almost immediately that something happened to you. But don't worry about that. This is a place, remember this, this is a place where fantasy and reality are intertwined, and nobody here knows the difference, and we really don't care. We live in a place called Our World. We have no specific mailing address. We don't even have a mailbox. And if we get lost somewhere in the real world, we couldn't tell you how to get us back. But eventually, one of our people will come and get us, or we'll stumble our way back, and we'll make it back to our world. But you see, we don't really care. We like it here. It's much safer in our world than it is in yours. So, become a full-fledged loon. All you need to do is come on in. And by tuning in tonight to this radio show, the George Espinlove Show, by you tuning in to this gang here at the Funny Farm in Our World, you have told us, you have shown us that you want to become a full-fledged loon. And that is all right with us. So welcome to the family. It's good to have you. Oh, we've got a good guest tonight. Big Tiny out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And we're going to bring him on. Let's just bring him on right about Now, what do you think? Okay, let me find this here. Okay. Big Tiny, welcome to the show, buddy.
Oh, I thought you went to sleep.
No, didn't go to sleep. We were giving our disclaimer to people that might be tuning in for the first time here at the Funny Farm. We didn't want to warn them because if we use the word warn, that might scare them off. But we just wanted to let them know that this is a place where fantasy and reality are intertwined. We don't know the difference, and we don't really care if we know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Big Tiny, you gave me a tremendous compliment, and I appreciate it. Before we came on the air, you said that we were talking about screwballs, and you said, "Yep," and you're talking to one. That just makes me feel so good inside that people understand and realize that I am a screwball.
One screwball will always recognize another screwball.
You're right, my brother. You're absolutely right. Big Tiny, let's tell the folks where and when they can listen to your show right off the bat.
It's usually Monday through Friday on Spreaker.com. And I do a variety of music from 50s to today's favorites, and we have a good time. You come into my chat, we chit-chat, we have fun, we make fun of each other, and we have a good time. Nobody gets nasty. Anybody gets nasty, they get banned. Goodbye.
See you later. Well, not even see you later, just see you, right?
See you. Goodbye.
And that's what we was talking about. I said there's some real screwballs out there, and Big Tiny said, "Oh, yeah, you're right." And I'm talking to one. Yeah. Give us a little bit about your background there, Big Tiny.
What do you want to know? I was born in New York City, raised in upstate New York. I went to the New School of Radio and Television where I learned broadcasting. Was an on-air disc jockey for WHUC 93 Gold for 2 years. And I missed that. That's fun. But most of your DJs today, you look on the radio, and when you meet them live, most of them fart dust. You don't have guys our age in there. You got the guys that have gray hair that can't walk, geriatric crowd.
Just fresh out of the nursing home?
Oh, pretty much. Or just fresh going to it.
Yeah, they're on a field trip.
Yeah, and they all got their Depends on and everything else.
Speaking of that, I got to go change. No, I'm only kidding.
I would believe you if you told me that.
I know you would. I know. Ladies,
Baldy had a guy with glasses that has 2 hats and 2 heads. He's got to poop at least once in a while.
I'll tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. By the time we're done this evening, Big Tiny will be your friend too. I guarantee it. And
either that or you'll be dreaming about me saying, "The fat man's going to come get me."
Yeah, here comes Big Tiny. Here comes Big Tiny. Man, it's hard to tell what you'll do to people tonight, Big Tiny.
It's hard to tell what I'll do to people. It's hard to tell what I'll do to myself.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So you were in upstate New York. That's where you was working at the radio station.
Yeah, Hudson, New York. My parents, I was actually born in New York City in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. Then my parents decided it was not a place to raise a family, so when I was 2 years old, they moved to upstate New York.
You couldn't tell by your accent or anything, you know what I mean?
Hey, forget about it, you fucking mullion, huh?
Yeah, your accent kind of gives you away.
That's all right. When we were doing, when I was in broadcasting school, we were doing a commercial for Health Valley granola bars. It was a fake commercial. Mm-hmm. And the one girl, she says, "I want a guy that can sound like a New York City cab driver." I said, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." So when I got to my part, I went, "Being a cabbie from New York, I don't have a lot of time, you know?" And the teacher looked at me, he says, "Where did you get that accent?" I said, "Being born in the Bronx didn't hurt."
That's true. That's true. It came naturally, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how long have you been on Spreaker now?
It's got to be going on 2 years.
And you've got how many followers?
I got over 17,000 followers.
Over 17,000 followers. Over
about 30,000 plays.
30,000 plays. And you're moving right along. Do you still play the, what were they called, Big Tiny?
The old-time radio show?
The old-time radio show, yeah.
I do that once in a great while, but, it's it's a hit and miss.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll throw a comedy show in too. Like I'll do like Gabriel Iglesias or Eddie Murphy. When I do a comedy show, it's raw and uncut. It's not edited for TV.
Right. When I tell my grandkids, I tell a lot of kids, but when you talk about old time radio and the old shows like the Green Hornet and the Creaking Door and the Lone Ranger,
the Inner Sanctum,
all those goodies. That's when they really. That's really when they look at me like I have two heads, which I do. But that's when you had to use your mind and picture everything in your head. And today there's so much computer shit, the kids can't use their minds. Exactly. And I can remember, especially at night, when it would just get dark, and we'd sit in front of the big radio, and they'd turn it on, and we'd listen to the creaking door, and that door would go, and you get them little goosebumps running up and down your spine. You know what I mean?
And then you'd have to go to the bathroom, and the door would creak, and you'd shit yourself.
Yeah. And you had big problems. You had big problems that had to come in and pry you down off the ceiling. But yeah, the young people today, they don't know what.
They don't know how to visualize something from hearing it from the radio. They have to see it on a computer or on TV to visualize it.
Exactly. And that's when you could sit there and listen to the radio, any one of those old time shows, close your eyes.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Close your eyes and picture what was going on. The galloping horses and the gunfights and the sirens on the police and all those things. That was good times, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, but the problem lies in today with the people that are on Spreaker, and I'm not saying it's a problem, is most of them are younger people, so they don't have the knowledge or the ability or want to do it.
Mm-hmm. I asked some of these young people, what do you want to do? It's like a fishing expedition. I'd say, is there any certain thing that you would like to do? Like a hobby or something that you have a passion for, or something that you've seen someone else do that you would like to try it. And the biggest response I get,
porn.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and it goes back to what we were just saying. They don't have no imagination.
And this is our future.
Yeah, this is our future. And so I'll ask some of these young people, because I have a real desire, and I've always had a real desire for the young people. I look at them and they're messed up, twisted up, all bent up, and the whole 9 yards. But
that's a majority of them. That's a minority of them, I should say, not a majority of them. Majority of them are pretty decent.
Right. And if there's something that would get them excited. And so I ask them, have you ever thought about radio? No, never thought of it. And I'll tell them, I didn't think you did. Well, what about radio? And, every now and then you can get a young person, might be one out of a whole group, that you can just see their eyes light up. You can just see the passion start to bubble up, and they don't even know what it's all about. But just mention it to them, they get all excited. Have you ever seen anybody do?
There's a lot of good aspiring DJs out there,
mm-hmm.
And the problem lies in most of your big companies like CBS and all of them and Sirius Satellite Radio. They want the big names. They want the names that everybody knows. Mm-hmm. They don't want Joe Schmuck that's just starting.
Right. Let me add this, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any comments or questions that you'd like to ask Big Tiny, give us a buzz, 302-497-3414. That number again is 302. I'll get it right. 302-497-3414. Or George.Espenlaub, Espenlaub on Skype. So
Old age and treachery overcomes youth and skill, right, George?
Oh, I'm telling you. It jumps up, it slaps me 6 ways from last week sometimes. You know what I mean? I got to figure out where I'm at, what I was doing, what I'm supposed to be doing, and then I forget all those things again. It's just getting worse and worse, Big Tiny. There is. Let me ask you this: Did you ever think? You're pretty intelligent, so you might have. Did you ever think that there would be a day when someone anywhere in the world, if they had a computer, an internet hookup, and a microphone, that they could be on radio in a heartbeat?
Every time I go on the air with my show and I turn the mic on, I'm saying to myself, I'm broadcasting worldwide. This is truly freaking amazing.
It blows your mind too, huh?
I'm 54 years old, and it still makes my mind go crazy that even we're talking now, we're worldwide.
Right. I'm glad that I'm not the only one, because I tell people a lot of times, this modern technology and the fact that you can sit down and produce and host a show on the radio just about anywhere you're at nowadays, it just literally blows me away. You know, like when
when I was on terrestrial radio, we had a certain range that we were allowed. Our transmitter was allowed to transmit in, and we only had so many miles around.
Right.
And when I started the request show I used to have, I had a demographic of about 500, which means it's like 500 listeners.
Right.
And 2 years later, when the request show was being taken off the air by the new owner, I had a demographic of 35,000. So they were trying to figure out how to kill a request show. Right. And then they figured it out. They had to get rid of me because it wasn't the music. They tried getting rid of the good music I had and giving me some real shit music. And no, it was the stuff I was doing.
I always tell people, we're not limited by the amount of wattage that a tower can put out anymore. I mean, we just crank it up, on the air light comes on, and there we are, around the world, in a heartbeat, nonetheless.
Well, I'll tell you what, the biggest thing, if people want to get into radio, the biggest thing they got to think about is how fast they can ad-lib.
Right.
See, when I went to broadcasting school, my teacher, we used to have practice sessions where you actually be in a DJ booth on a radio station, and he would actually throw stuff at you, from his control booth to see how you reacted. And he said, there's nothing I can throw at you that you don't react to.
Right.
He says, you react within a blink of an eye. Everything happens. He says, I throw something at you. He says, oh, okay. Well, the Cujo over here, the cart machine isn't working right. Well, let's fix Cujo. And I'm beating on the table.
I always tell people that on radio, you just never know what's going to happen. And you're absolutely right. That ad-libbing, it put it in plain terms, is you got to be quick on your feet, and your mind's got to be working fast. And you can take nothing and make it into something that becomes entertaining and enjoyable. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah. We used to have on WHUC on Saturday mornings, we used to have a buy, swap, and sell segment in the show where people could call in and buy and sell things, on the air. And we had a 10-second delay on it in case somebody happened to say something a little off color. I could actually edit it out.
Right.
But this one woman gets on there and she says, I have a plastic Mrs. Claus and I'm looking for a plastic Mr. Claus, right, for my decorations. And I said, and I come right back and said, you come to the right place. Big Tiny's Dating Service. We can get dates for anybody, including plastic women. And we had another woman who used to come on there every Saturday morning. I have 5 women's brassieres, size 54 triple H. And one Saturday morning I went, Montezuma, the mountains are big.
The last thing that lady was expecting, right?
And she went, what does that mean? I said, continue, hon. Go ahead. I'm giggling like hell.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Tell me about. Tell me what your feelings are. The future of terrestrial radio.
I think terrestrial radio is heading for a downfall unless they wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you got to understand, what we get away with on the internet here, you can't get away with on terrestrial radio.
Right.
You know, and plus, you're not going to have all these big names around forever. You got to start looking at the individuals that are coming up and seeing what their talents are.
Mm-hmm.
I like when I was watching a show today, the Rachel Ray show.
Uh-huh.
One of her aspirations was being a rock disc jockey. So she went to Sirius Satellite Radio, and the guy that was showing her what was going on was one of the original MTV jocks. You know, the VJs.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on, this guy's older than dust. Right? But he's still, because of his name and because of what he did,
right,
he's got a popular show. Now, give people like myself, you know, we can have popular shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a friend of mine. She's thinking about coming on Spreaker, and she says, "I'm looking to come up with an idea for a show." So I says, "Well, you've had a lot of trials and tribulations in your life. Why don't you come up with a show call it Woman to Woman, right?"
Right.
I says, "You have a woman's point of view, speaking to women about their problems and points of views, and maybe you guys can come up with solutions together." And I've thrown that idea out to a bunch of DJs I know here on Spreaker. They all love that idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I told her, I said, I could sit in the background and not do a thing, say a word, but you have a woman say, "Well, I live in Missouri, in this little town, and I don't know where to go for help," and I could be searching for help, and then I could Skype her while she's on the air, and tell a woman to check out this, you know. I said, you could actually do something like that. I said, maybe that could actually lead to like a television show.
Right, right.
And a lot of DJs I talk to like that idea.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because that what's the word I'm looking for? That's substance. You know what I mean? And if we need anything, we need substance. You know, something people can sink their teeth into.
Because, well, she's had problems in her life. You know, this woman I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's overcome quite a bit. You know, and she knows it because she says, "So I have this problem. I can't find this. I can't find it." And I actually went in on a computer and found a lot of information for her while I was talking to her. So why can't she do the same for other women?
Exactly. And who knows better than someone that's been there, done that?
Yeah, that's like most of your fantastic comedians. When they tell you about their monologue, they do a little stick. It's pretty much about their life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I tell people. You know, we have a lot of guests from, in fact, all around the world. And I've talked to people, and the biggest response I get back from our guests, not from everyone, but from a great percentage of them, is everyone has a history. Everyone has a story. And everyone is important. Sometimes I kind of disagree with that, because I know some real meatballs, but nonetheless, I know what they're saying. I know the context they're saying it in, and that's true. That's true. And if we could have more people that could relate to more people and their problems and their situations because they've been there and done that, it's hard to tell what could be accomplished.
Oh, I agree 100%.
You know,
I agree.
Talking about the big names and so on and so forth, there's a spot that I go to, Big Tiny, and in fact, that's where we get, well, that's where we've gotten all of our music, probably for the last 6 months or so. And maybe you're familiar with it. It's musicalley.com.
No, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, musicalley.com. When you get a chance, go there, because there are tons of artists that go there and put their music up. And what it's for, it's for producers to go, and you just go in, you know, and you register your name and, you know, all that normal stuff that you do every day now. And then you go in and you can go down all the list of all different kinds of music and then all these names of people that sing in that genre come up, and so on and so forth. But, I found some real gems down there. I'll give you for instance. I was down there last week. Well, I say down there. I mean, I was at musicalley.com, and I came across this group called the Remus Tucker Band. They're out of Denver, Colorado. And look, I listened to their music, and they're a blues rock group. And I listened to their music, and I mean, you could feel the music. It was in you, on you, all over you. That type of music.
Do you have one you could play on the show?
Yeah, I've got one. I've got one up there on the dooflicky right now.
Well, let's fire up the dooflicky and let's hear it.
Let's do the dooflicky. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it, but you're going to hear it again. The Remus Tucker Band.
Texas, they all know me. What's about the blues? But if I ever will lose your loving girl, there will be nothing left to lose.
That's the name of their CD, South of New Orleans. They are a fantastic group, Big Tiny.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, and look, if you can go to their website too, it's Remus REMUS Tucker.com, RemusTucker.com. And there you can hear all their music and read all about them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll tell you what happened. I think it was on a Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, late afternoon, and I stumbled across their music down there at musicalley.com. Well, I hang out over there at Reverb Nation too. You ever been over there?
No.
Yeah, Reverb Nation. Oh, I don't know how many thousands upon thousands of artists are at Reverb Nation, and you can share their music, and the whole gig is over there. But anyways, I popped on over to Reverb Nation to see if they might be on there, and lo and behold, they were. So I went, and there's each of them's got like a web page on there, and I hit the contact button, and I popped them off a quick email, and I said, look, I'm going on the air, and this was like an hour, maybe 45 minutes before I went on the air. I'm going on the air, and I'm going to showcase your music tonight. I don't know if you're going to get this message or not, but I'm going to showcase your music tonight, and I'd like to bring you on the show at a later date. So, we went on the air, and I started showcasing their music, and I mean, all their music, it just rocks. It makes you move. And lo and behold, I guess about 30, 35 minutes into the show, the phone rang, came up, and lo and behold, it was Remus Tucker himself calling us from out of Denver, Colorado. And he said they were getting ready to have a cookout, and he just by chance went to Reverb Nation to check things out, and he had a message there from me, and I had left him the number and the whole 9 yards, and he thought he'd give me a buzz. And we talked, I don't know, for 10, 15 minutes. That was on a Thursday night. A week later, we brought them back on the show. There's 6 members in the band. 3 of them could make it, so we had maybe there was 4. There was Remus, Gator, and Doc. There was 3 of them. 3 out of the 6 that was on the show with me. These guys are hilarious. We'd talk a while, we'd play some music, we'd talk a while, play some music. And I'm telling you what, that is one of the 2 of the biggest shows that we've ever done here on the George Espinlove show. I mean, people just ate it up, and they're still eating it up. The Remus Tucker Band. So if you want to throw them guys up on your playlist at any time, just go down there to musicalley.com or go to remustucker.com. And I told them I'll tell everybody I come in contact with. So, Big Tiny, I'm telling you. And the whole point that I was trying to make, now that I'm lip dripping, is the fact that there's a lot of gems, just like you was talking. It's not in all the big names all the time, because they come and they go. There's a lot of gems out there that they're ready to be polished, and they're ready to shine. And what they need is people like you and I and Harry and all these other great broadcasters out there, just to pick them up and expose them and let the world hear them. And God only knows what will happen to them, right?
Yeah, they could take off like a shot.
Right.
I had that happen when I was on terrestrial radio. There was a girl that was up in the area. She had a CD, and her, at the time, father was also her manager. Sent me the CD and asked me if I could promote it. And she did a remake of a song, "Stupid Cupid." I don't know if you remember the name of that song.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it and I promoted it, right? And I got a letter in the mail about 3 weeks later at the radio station, thanking me for what I did because of what I did. The music store in the area, Strawberries, ordered cases of her CD to sell.
And sometimes that's all it takes. Just throw it out there. I had an old fellow tell me a long, long time ago, if you throw enough of that stuff up against the wall, some of it's going to stick.
Really?
Really. and I find a lot. In fact, we've had a lot of artists on that I found just that way, and they are so willing to come on the show, and they'll tell you their story, and they'll tell you their passion. You can hear their heart beating. We've had them out of Los Angeles. We had a young lady by the name of Marva that was down under in Australia. We had her on a week and a half ago. We've got a lady, a blues rock singer. I mean, this lady, Maria Danes, she's over there in the UK. They're coming on the show. This lady, she can just bring the house down. But we've had a lot of artists that we found either going to Reverb Nation or down there to musicalley.com and then just looking them up.
I'm going to have to check that out and see what I can find there. I know I'm going to look for that the Remus Tucker one.
Yeah, RemusTucker.com. They are an awesome group. We've had the Rick Fowler Band out of Athens, Georgia. And, all these guys and girls, especially the guys that's playing in a group, they've been around the block a few times. They played with some big name bands, even, back in the day and not too long ago and so on. So they're all professionals. They're all professional musicians, and music is their life. And I found out that these people, both men and women, they are so gracious, and they are so appreciative when someone rings them up or makes contact with them and says, "Look, come on my show." I mean, they just love it, and I love it. And I know the audience loves it. So we're pushing all the artists we can push in every different direction. And I'm trying to tell, Harry and all the other guys about musicalley.com, because there's some real gems down there that we can polish up, and some of them will end up shining tiny.
I hope so. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading your messages for your show, right?
Uh-huh.
Who's the surprise caller?
This is a guy that's going to call us about, 8 o'clock, I think, somewhere around there. He's performing right now over here in Long Neck, Delaware. And he is a Delawarean fellow. And we had him on the show back in February, January, somewhere back in there. And his name is Saul Knopf. And he's from up the road, up in Smyrna, Delaware. And he's a singer, songwriter, and a great human being. And the night that we had him on the show, he won a contest from, I think it's called songu.com. And the winner, which was him, ended up going on a 3-day trip to Nashville and writing with a fellow by the name of Odie Blackmon, who has written some tremendous hits for some big-name country stars. And he went down there and he was writing with them for 2 or 3 days. He has made, I don't know how many CDs. He's one of the busiest performers here in the state of Delaware. And he just finished his new CD. And, in fact, it comes out on Sunday, the 2nd. And he'll be appearing over here at the beach in Lewis, Delaware on Sunday evening. And all the tickets are sold out and all those things. But he'll actually have the physical CDs in his possession on Sunday. So they're going to launch his new CD. And he's going to call him, because what I did last night was I showcased some of his music that's on the new CD. I showcased some music, a fellow by the name of Homer T. Williams that lives down the road in Salisbury, Maryland, about 10 miles from here. And I showcased the music of a 17-year-old young lady from, New Orleans, Louisiana. And her name is Alexis Aiken. She's 17 years old. I talked to her publicist yesterday, and I showcased some of her music, and she's going to be on with us next. We had her scheduled for next Thursday night, but she's coming on Wednesday night, June the 5th. So we're going to have her on as a guest. But that's who's going to call in tonight. Saul Knopf. He's a friend, and he's a tremendous individual. And as soon as he gets done, I think he's performing like from 5:30 to 8 or something like that. He's gonna give us a call and give us an update on how he's doing. So, that's just some of the things we've been doing over here on this side.
What was the name of that website again that you went to?
musicalley.com. And then the
Alley?
Yeah, Alley. Then the other one
Yeah,
is
because I used to follow a band up in New York. It was called Little Creek, right?
uh-huh.
They were a country band. It was two brothers and a bunch of guys. One of the guitarists, Ed Monteleone, actually taught Peter Frampton how to play guitar.
Wow.
And they had Marty Jannetty was the drums, and then they had Gary Guido was the pedal steel, Telecaster, and the fiddle, which Gary taught himself to play the fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Dennis Nessel was the lead singer and a guitar player, and then you had Gerard was his brother, was the bass player. And they had some pretty good stuff out. They used to pack the bars and stuff. And they went down to Nashville to see if they could make it big, right? And they played their CDs for a bunch of the record companies down there. And you know what they told them? Not bad for a bunch of Northerners.
Is that right?
Yeah. It was pretty much like, go the fuck back home.
Yeah, go away. But another interesting thing, excuse me, I had a fellow by the name of Cliff Stevens, who is from Canada, but and he's played worldwide, but he was doing a gig in Morocco, in a city in Morocco this past winter. I think he just came back home. But I had him on one night from Morocco, and this guy can play a guitar like there's no tomorrow. And I had him on, and it just so happened the night that he came on, they had a power failure in the city that he was at in Morocco, and the only room in the whole hotel, and we don't know why to this day, that had internet connection was his room, and he was able to communicate with us loud and clear, and he was sitting there with candles on his table, but he had internet service. Now, can you believe something like that?
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. And he said that he was going to do a video. I told him he ought to do a video like you remember the Lone Ranger? He'd ride off over the hill with Silver, and he'd holler, "Hi-oh, Silver, away!"
Hi-oh, Santa Flush.
Yeah, and I told him you ought to do one with a camel. Like get on one of them one-hump camels and ride up over the hill.
Here we go! Hi-oh, one-humpy camel. Very good. Oh, bye-bye.
And the last time I talked to him, he said he was working on that, and he plays a song called "Fingers Express," where it's strictly an instrumental. And I said that would be a good one when you get on Lamar the Camel. Just play that one and go up over the top of the hill. So we'll see what happens. But
Lamar the Camel.
Yeah, I gave him a name, Lamar the Camel.
I'd name him Clyde.
Clyde the Camel. Yeah. Didn't Ray Stevens do a song?
Yeah, with Clyde the Camel.
Yeah. Yeah. But going back to the big names and Older Than Dirt and all these other things, there are, and I tell people all the time, there are some real talented people, not only here on Spreaker, but on a lot of other networks also. But, since we're on Spreaker, we're more familiar with people that's on here. There are some tremendous talents that's right here on Spreaker.com of people that produce and host their own shows and really, really put top quality programs together, don't you think?
I agree. And there's someone here that think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're actually destroying it.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
But the ones that people that come to Spreaker think that, I'm going to go on here, I'm going to do a great show, which is fine. I'm going to get a job and that's not going to happen. I don't think.
No.
Because I think your radio executives don't even come near this website.
Mm-hmm. there is. We have a lot of guests other than just the artists. We have people that served in Reagan's White House and lawyers and judges and just great authors and POWs that was in Vietnam. A lot of service fellows. So we like to bring people on that comes from all walks of life, all over the world, because like I said earlier, everyone has a story, and everyone...
I'll tell you what, I got one for you.
Okay.
You do an interview of a baby in the womb, and I'll be there to listen.
You know, Big Tiny, I'm going to think about that. There's got to be a way, and...
I keep telling pregnant women, swallow a little ball. That way they won't kick so much because they got nothing to do down there but write their name on the wall. Give them something to play with.
Well, yeah, it's boring. You know what I mean? Can you remember when you were there?
Hell no.
I just saying, you know what I mean? I just taking a chance that maybe you remember what it was like when you were there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can't remember the first 3 or 4 years of your life.
I can't much remember yesterday, Big Tiny, much less all them years back there.
I had dinner 2 hours ago. I forgot what I had.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's your plans, my friend? Are you just gonna keep on keeping on, or?
No, I got an idea. I want to contact some of the local AM stations and maybe see if I can do stream a show into them once a week.
You
know. Maybe a request show or a music show or something.
Yeah, because now you know you hear everybody going down the road. They're all listening to a radio program and so on and so forth. But for the most part, and this is just me saying this, which don't amount to a hill of beans, but for the most part, AM and a lot of FM stations are really, really sucking air. Every time you
AM more so than FM.
Yeah, every time you turn around, or it seems like every time you turn around, what you thought was the station you listened to yesterday is all of a sudden been changed to something else. You know, like yesterday they played country, and today you tune it on, and all of a sudden there's somebody else doing something else. And
well, it's like the AM station I used to be on.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do an all request and dedication. It was a Skate Factory all request and dedication show from 6 p.m. to midnight, Monday through Friday.
Uh-huh.
And when they took me off the air, it went from all request show, it went to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, and they changed.
And the listenership went from 35,000 demographic back down to 500.
Yeah, and it changes. It changes in a heartbeat. Now there's some good shows out there on terrestrial radio. You know, be it if your thing's talk radio or music or whatever. There's some good things out there, but you know we've got some stations around here that if you go by them or you even go to them, they're operating, but the doors are locked and nobody's inside. You know they've been bought up by a big corporation and they're on the what am I looking for? They're on the computer. You know, they're operating off a computer. There's no person there anymore.
There's an outfit out in California, if I remember correctly. I think their name is Telstar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you subscribe to Telstar, okay, they will put you in the lineup with everybody else's station. Now, you'll hear the disc jockey talking. You'll say, yeah, we're playing today's favorites and blah, blah, blah. Right here, keep it locked in. But you'll never hear the DJ say a station.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
That's because he's on 150 different stations at the same time.
Same time, yeah. Yeah.
And then when he goes to do that, he pushes a button which fires off the computers at all these stations. And that's when the liners come out.
Right. Yeah, it's
so
almost...
you have one disc jockey on 150 different stations.
It's almost like radio in a can.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And
you know, a lot of stations have gotten away from personalized, you know, entertainment. And that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because your local stations, you know, you got your personalized entertainment. They sit there, they talk about the local stuff and like that, which they don't do on these canned shows.
Right, right. Yeah, they have no idea what's going on in that neighborhood.
Nor do they care.
Nor do they care. Exactly right. Exactly right. You know, when we were
Infinity Broadcasting is one of the biggest broadcasters on the East Coast,
and
they got Howard Stern.
yeah, there's
And you watch how his story, how he started. He started off as a regular jock, and he just became a badass. And got away with it. Me, I'm not into being a shock jock.
Yeah, he pushed the envelope and pushed the envelope and pushed the envelope and pushed the envelope, and
I don't know if I could get away with calling my boss pig vomit when I worked on a radio station.
no, I don't think that would go over real big. Slim to none. I think that's your chances, right?
Well, yet his listenership is through the roof.
Yeah.
I used to listen to when he was on WNBC all the time.
What about your chat room? Tell me about.
Some days it's bouncing and happy and go lucky. Other days it's like the nursing home, quiet.
I remember. I can't remember whether it was a show, one of your shows I was listening to, or exactly, but it must have been one of the shows because you called them trolls.
Oh, that was that one kid that was coming in on everybody's different name, under everybody's name, and he was starting trouble in all the chats. He even came in under my name using my logo. And he came in. He actually came into my chat under my name with my logo, and he's trying to be me. And I was like, Jesus Christ, look at this. So I let everybody know that I knew that I'd be doing something different than what I normally would do. Right? And I told everybody I was going to be typing in caps all the time.
Right.
So he would come in and type in regular letters, because a lot of the people in the UK think when you type in caps, you're yelling at them. But I do it sometimes, too, because I can't see the letters sometimes.
Yeah.
But I told everybody I was going to be typing in caps. So if they saw him come in, they knew it wasn't me. And you banned him, he come back under somebody else. And he came under B97. He came under his logo 8 different times in one chat. He just set up another account. Zing, bang, bang, boom, go. That was at Taurus Pollock.
The name's familiar, yeah.
And then when Mobster Boss finally contacted his parents, his mother, all of a sudden the stopped.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
But they contacted her on the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a phone number and everything, and they contacted her on their show. And I tell you what, it was a good show to listen to. Because his mother didn't know anything was going on.
Wow.
And I commend Mobster Boss for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, they were on a mission, and they accomplished their mission.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get Sonny and DJ involved, and they're on a mission. They're going to solve it, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Sonny and JD.
I like guys like Harry. I don't know if
Harry's funny as hell when he has one too many pints.
I'm telling you now, and it just comes out so natural, doesn't it? And he has a blast. So, and I mentioned,
get a kick out of when he says, I got that big guy from Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that.
I mentioned your show a lot. I mentioned Harry's show, the Swingin' 60s show, a lot. I mentioned, I don't know if you've ever been in contact with Graham Forster over.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of his shows.
He's over there. He's an English guy in Parma, Italy.
Yeah.
And I had him on the show one night. There was 6 hours difference. So when I went on the air at 6:30 in the evening, it was 12:30 in the morning, a.m. over there. But he was a good trooper, man. He hung in there, and we had a great show. Then, of course, I had Harry on. We pre-recorded Harry's because Harry said he couldn't stay up that late. He had, after he did his show, he had to go nighty night. So, but it came out really
Harry
good.
forgets to take Geritol once in a while.
Yeah. But yeah, people like Harry and Graham and I'll stop naming names because I'm going to make somebody mad. I'll forget somebody, but there are some tremendous radio shows on Spreaker.com. Top notch, top shelf stuff. Sam O. I like Sam O. Have you met Sam O?
Oh yeah, Sam and I have talked many times on Skype and that down in Florida.
Yeah.
He's got one time we were talking Skype and he had his video camera on. He's got a hell of a setup down there.
Yeah, he does. And I didn't hear from him or hear him around for I don't know, like a week or something. And so I just sent him a little note real quick and asked him if everything was all right. And he came back and he said, well, he took a job driving trucks, so he wasn't able to be on quite as much as he was before. But everything was okay, so I was glad to hear that. But
and Sam is a bass player too.
Yeah. There is so much talent. I mean, I just can't get over how much talent there is that's on here. And again, Big Tiny, it goes back to this technology stuff. You know, there you are in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Here I am in Laurel, Delaware. And then we got Harry over there, what is it, north, how does he say it? The western part of Northern Ireland. And we got Graham in Parma, Italy. And you got Sam down there in Florida. You got them here, there, and everywhere. And we're all able to communicate one with another. I mean, that just blows me away. It blows me away. I could
free of charge too.
I could never think it possible years ago. I never even thought about this stuff. Did you?
No, not at all.
It's just absolutely amazing.
Who knew I'd be talking to a baldy-headed guy in Maryland?
That's right. Who would have known? Who would have thought?
Would you have ever thought you'd be talking to a large fat man in Pennsylvania?
No, Big Tiny. I actually did. Oh my!
When I say large, I mean I'm 6'6", 480 pounds.
Yeah. That's a big man. That is a big man.
When I first moved down here, my oldest son, we went into Walmart, and everybody was kind of stepping aside. I said, "What the hell's going on?" He said, "Do you really realize how much respect you command right now, Dad?"
Exactly.
He said, "Look at the size of the people around here."
Oh.
He says, "You're a god in here."
Yeah. So how long you been in Greensburg now?
About 6-7 years.
Do you like it there?
It's all right. I want to move someplace where there's no more snow, no more cold.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I'm getting real tired of this cold shit.
And that gets old pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a week worth of cold, and that's enough for me. Go back to warm again.
Yeah.
Today was like almost 90.
Yeah. It was.
And I'm loving it because I go outside with the doggy. It's nice and warm. I come back inside to the air conditioning. I'm happy.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful week around here. Everybody's heading for the beach. We're only a stone's throw from the beach around here, and
I used to go to the beach, but every time I lay on the beach, they try to roll me back, so I don't go.
and you don't want to fight with people, right?
No.
So
actually, I went to Cape Cod once when I was married. And I fell asleep on a white sand beach, and that is a mistake and a half.
Did you pay dearly for it?
I tell you, one part of my body was white, the other part I looked like a lobster.
And that's no fun.
And my ex-wife said I was snoring, and I happened to be next to the lifeguard tower. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Was I snoring?" She says, "No, but there was something next to me going."
Does your son broadcast on Spreaker?
Brandon does, yes.
And
He does Badass Radio.
And when's he come on?
He's hold on a second. He's actually on right now with his Friday Night Free for All.
Oh, cool.
Badass Radio on Spreaker.com.
That's another one that we can put on the list. Oh, they're just so many.
His free for all, he has the explicit thing up on there, but he does, modern stuff with vulgarity, and he does the oldies. He does everything on Friday night.
Well, Big Tiny, listen, I'm sure glad you took time to come be with me, buddy.
Oh, that's not a problem, George. Anytime.
I really appreciate it. And
all right, when do I get my check?
When it's in the mail. You've heard that before?
God, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the mail, Big Tiny.
Everybody said they pay bills every month, but I don't get no checks in the mail.
But listen, buddy, I sure am glad to know you. I'm sure glad I'm sure glad to know that you're there. And that's another thing, and then I will let you go. You know, this friend stuff, that's another thing that I would never have even dreamed about in my wildest imagination, that you could make such good friends with people from all parts of the world. And there's some real meatballs out there. I we all understand that. But there's some genuine, really fine human beings out there too, isn't there?
I agree 100%.
And, when everyone has their valleys and their low points and their dark times in their life. And I know when we've had a few of them, I just mentioned to you guys that when Nancy had her cancer and so on and so forth, I mean to tell you, the kind words that came from you guys and girls, the prayers, the compassion, the concern, you could feel that. You know what I'm saying? You could feel that it was really genuine and people meant what they were saying and saying what they meant.
Yeah, my grandfather always used to say, you spend half your life looking for your friends, the other half trying to keep them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, my man, remember musicalley.com, Reverb Nation, and Remus Tucker Band, or RemusTucker.com, and have a ball with it.
All right, Jordan, you remember what the widow said to the bachelor?
And what was that?
Don't get married, take it from me.
I got you, bud. I got you.
All right, George. Thanks a lot.
All right, buddy. Talk at you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we have it. Big Tiny out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Not far from my neck of the woods where I grew up in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Thanks, Big Tiny. It was a real pleasure. Here's what I want you to do. Kick whatever you were sitting on, kick it back, let your hair down, get up, and shake whatever is shakeable and get it going. It's Friday night at the Funny Farm. burning it up. And they were doing exactly that. They were burning it up. Oh, my goodness. We're wound up Friday night at the Funny Farm. Whoa. My thanks to Big Tiny, my friend out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Go to Big Tiny. No, go to Spreaker.com. I'll get it right. Go to Spreaker.com. Type in there Big Tiny, and his show will pop up Monday through Friday. He plays some fantastic music, and he's just a plain good old guy. I'm telling you what. He's a big man, too. He is a big man. And if you know someone that wasn't able to listen to us live tonight, tell them. Tell them that Big Tiny was at the farm, and they need to listen to him. I'm telling you what, Big Tiny, you just never know. You just never know what he's going to come up with. You know what I mean? When he was talking about ad-libbing, oh boy, you just never know what Big Tiny's going to come up with. And so you just kind of go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me make a couple announcements here. Let me grab what I do with it. Okay. Charlie, you moved that, didn't you? Yeah, right. Don't shake your head. No, I know you did. Anyhow, on June the 5th, that's Wednesday. We had her scheduled for Thursday, but they moved it back a day. So Wednesday, June 5th, Alexis Aiken will be with us. She is out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and she'll be with us. Young lady that is 17 years old and can sing like an angel. And she will be with us Wednesday night, June the 5th. Can you believe tomorrow is the 1st of June? Wow. But she'll be with us on Wednesday, the 5th of June, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the George Espinlaub Show. We'll be showcasing her music some more during for the next several days, and then we'll bring her on Wednesday evening, Alexis Aiken. In just a little while, I don't know exactly what time, but in just a little while, as I was telling Big Tiny, our friend Saul Knopf will be calling in, and we highlighted some of his new tunes last night, and his CD is going to be physically released on the 2nd, which is Sunday. And he'll be appearing at Annabelle's Restaurant here in Delaware, just over the way at Lewis, down by the beach. And he'll be there, and all the tickets, as far as I know, we'll have to ask him when he calls in. As far as I know, all the tickets are sold. It's sold out, and rightly so. He's a tremendous singer, songwriter, and he's just a great human being. And I mean that from the depths of my heart. And so, I dropped him a little note this morning, very early this morning, and I told him that I took the liberty and highlighted some of his new songs last night. And I wondered, I knew that he was going to be performing over at Long Neck here in Delaware tonight. And I just wondered if he had a minute or two, if he would just call in real quick and give us an update, tell us how he's doing, how he's feeling. I know he's excited. We're all excited for him. We're all happy for him. And so he wrote me back, and he said that he was going to do that. And he said he'll be done at 8 o'clock, and as soon as he's done performing, he will give us a call. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you didn't hear Mr. Saul Knopf the last time he was with us, stay tuned, because he's a genuine individual that is worth listening to, both what he says and his music. So he'll be calling in here very shortly. Another announcement I want to make, I told you last night to mark it on someone's forehead, or write it on your arm, or write it on your own forehead, or put it in your iPhone or your Droid, whatever you do to keep notes and dates and so on and so forth. June 13th, June 13th, 14th, and 15th. We will be broadcasting live from Tall Pines, Virginia. That is June 13th. That's a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday night. June 13, 14, and 15. We will be broadcasting from Tall Pines, Virginia. And we will be live and in person, and we'll be right there. And we'll just have us a bang-up show. In fact, we'll have us a bang-up 3 nights of shows. That's not good English. It's not good sentence structure, but we're going to have us a great time. So mark that down. June 13, 14, 15, we will be at Tall Pines, Virginia. Those 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, live. We'll be bringing it right to you.
If it make you lie to yourself, reflections in the mirror look like somebody else. Come on, sugar, you're a fighter. Not a lover, not a sucker for their insults. Come on, baby, but brighter. You're not a doormat or another broken letter. You're talking loud when you're alone. Medication for the love you lost at home. Come on, sugar, you're a fighter. Not a lover, not a sucker for their insults. Come on, baby, we're brighter. Not a doormat, not a broken letter. Hold on, it's what they say to keep you dead on. Pat the sanity that everyone else they know. No, maybe there's another way forward for us to look forward to. When we're moving close by, maybe it's what they say to keep you dead on. Pat the sanity that everyone else to know. Come on, sugar, you're a fighter. Not a lover, not a sucker for their insults. Come on, baby, we're brighter. Not a doormat or another broken letter. Come on, baby, you're a fighter. Come on, sugar, you're a fighter. Come on, honey, you're a fighter. Come on, sugar, you're a fighter. Come on, baby, you're a fighter. Come on, sugar, you're a fighter. Come on, baby, you're a fighter. Come on, come on, come on, come on, oh, yeah. Come on, bud. Come on, sister. Come on, joy. Come on, honey. Come on, love. Come on, joy. Come on, baby. Yeah.
We got it cranked up now, and we're not going to shut it down. We're going to keep it going. Friday night at the Funny Farm. Big Tiny just left. Let it get down inside of you. All over you.
There's a new sun rising in the middle of the close your eyes, turn off your mind. You might see some things that you could never find. There are dark forms lying all along this road. They hold secrets you may never know. Makes you wanna run, but time stands still. Time stands still beneath the midnight sun. The universe is gone beneath the midnight sun. Everything's undone beneath the midnight sun. Everything is one beneath the midnight sun. Don't worry about where you are. Don't feel alone. Just follow the path you just follow. Now feel the light. Feel the one. Basking in the glow of the midnight sun. The universe is gone beneath the midnight sun. Everything's undone beneath the midnight sun. Everything is one beneath the midnight sun. Don't worry about where you are. Don't feel alone. Just follow the path you just follow. Now feel the light. Feel the one. Basking in the glow of the midnight sun.
And you're listening to the George Espinlab Show, coming to you from the Funny Farm, live, no less, in a place called Our World. I want to give a great big shout out to my friend, Dr. Titus, let me get it right here, Plumeritis. Dr. Titus Plumeritis. Remember, he was on here, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and he's the man who wrote the book entitled Titus. And I say that Titus is a giant of a man. And if you didn't get the book, please go to his website, Titus Plumeritis, Plomar. Let me see if I can spell it right. Plumeritis, PLOMARITIS.com. Go there and get the book. It is a real treat. I've talked to him several times now since he has been on our show. He has emailed me. And I do want to say this. The last several days he has been in Las Vegas at a convention, and he is promoting his book. And he called me and asked me if I would mind if he gave some people my phone number, my email address, because he felt that they would be good to have on the show as a guest. And I said, absolutely. Send them our way, and we'll put them on the show. So we're going to be doing that. He's a fantastic man. And so go to Titus Plumeritis, PLOMARITIS.com, and there, get the book. It'll keep you in your seat because it's his life story. And my, what a story. What a story. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. You're going to have to read it for yourself. So, Dr. T, as I call him, I love you. Give my regards to your family. Our prayers are with you and your lovely wife. And thank you for the fine compliments that you just continually send our way. I thank you so very, very much. God bless you. All right. Our friend Cliff Stevens. Remember Cliff? He was the fellow that was doing the winter gig in Morocco. And we had him on the air. And Big Tiny and I was talking about this. And the power went out in the city that he was at Morocco that night. And his hotel room was the only room that had internet service. Didn't have no lights, but they had internet service. Figured that one out. I believe he's back in Canada now. But Cliff, if you're listening, I hope you get that video done. I'd really like to see it. Finger Express by Mr. Cliff Stevens. just like that. That's a fine howdy do, Charlie. You do that to me every single time. Oh, goodness gracious. Here I was sitting here thinking, seriously thinking. I was. And then you go and do that to me. Oh, Lordy be. Where was I? Anyhow, I hope that you are up. I mean, shaking it, twisting it, turning it. And don't worry about tomorrow when you get up. If you can't quite get it moving right, just take a couple of leave and you're good for all day. You know what I'm saying? Well, I hope you do. But we want you to have fun. That's what it's all about. We want you to have fun. And I sure have fun tonight. Big Tiny was here. Big Tiny out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Been in the broadcast business a long, long time. And he is quite the man. He's a big man. He's a huge man. But he's a good man. And I hope that you take the time to tune in to Big Tiny's Oldies and More right here on Spreaker.com. You just go up there that little box up there, that little search box, and you just type in Big Tiny and it'll come up there and you can just have at her. And remember, every show is archived. So if you don't get it live, you can get it later. Remember, if you don't get it live, you can always get it later, and you can listen to it at your choosing. So, it was a tremendous pleasure to have Big Tiny on here tonight, and we hope to have him back soon. We're waiting for Mr. Saul Knopf to call in, and I'm looking and thinking and trying to talk at the same time, and I can't do all three at once. But as soon as Saul calls, even if we got the music up, we'll bring the music down and bring Mr. Saul on.
Sorry, honey, gonna have to take them back. I can't be seen in those in front of all my friends. I'm thinking about a gold-plated Mercedes-Benz. I took my baby on our first-class trip to France. She said there's just one thing, yeah, you need to take a chance. I know you love me, but you haven't pleased me yet. We need to take a limo out till private jet, yeah. Your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone. Yes, it does, say your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone. I love my baby, wanna keep her satisfied. She said she really loves me, will till the day I die. Here's our proposal, hope you don't take it wrong. Could we bring Cletus? This is why I wrote this song, yeah. Your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone. Yes, it does, say your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone. Caviar and champagne. I said, can I ask a favor? She said, if you make it plain. You say you love me, but do you like me too? She gave me a look and said, that's just too much for me to do. Well, your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone. Yes, it does. Well, your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone. a knife to the bone. Yes, it does. Say, your love cuts me like a knife, cuts me like a knife to the bone.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Spreaker.com. Tune in, and we'll be playing another episode of Unshackled, a true story of a true, real-life individual that found themselves in a pickle. How's that? Found themselves in a pickle, but on the end, they come out unshackled. So join me tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Spreaker.com for Unshackled. And then again, Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll bring you another episode of Unshackled. So tomorrow night, 6:30, Sunday morning at 7 a.m., and you can listen to some exciting episodes of Unshackled. While we're still waiting, Charlie's going to do it because Charlie's running the board, and Charlie can do anything he wants to, and he's ready to go. I know he played this once, but he likes it. And what Charlie wants to do, Charlie does it. That is by our friend Johnny Reed, Burning It Up. Charlie wanted to play that thing again. So. Johnny, he's burning it up, and Travis is over there breaking it down. I got you. Whatever. Hey, what's that? Right now? You want? All right, listen. Here's the word. Are you sure? All right. No. Okay. All right. They just gave me the word. Now, I'm just saying what they told me. They gave me the word that we don't have, send Travis. Yeah, we got one. We got one here. See, we're self-sustained here on the Funny Farm in our world. And they just informed me that they need more shovelers. You know, they need more shovelers over there at the Camel parking lot. Yeah, they do. They need more shovelers over there at the Camel parking lot because the shovelers that are there just can't keep up. We have an abundance of people here tonight because Big Tiny was at the farm, and everybody loves Big Tiny. Everybody came to see Big Tiny. Well, they come on all, I told you before, they come on all different kind of beasts and machinery and whatever it takes to get them here. But there are more than usual. There are more camels than usual over there in the parking lot, in the Camel parking lot. And, well, they need more shovelers. Okay? They need more shovelers. So if you're out there and you can help, I was going to say lend a hand. You don't want to do that. You want to use a shovel. If you got a shovel in your vehicle or on the side of your beast, would you please go over there and help our regular shovelers out so they can shovel out of whatever's in there? It's over at the one hump and the two hump Camel parking lot. Thank you very, very, very much. There's a silly song that Charlie brought up, and I've never heard it. He has, but we're going to play it. The No Facebook app. I have no clue what that is all about, but let's see it anyhow, Charlie.
A Facebook friend I know was playing Song Papa. He asked me if I'd join him in a game. He'd send me requests and I would beg him to stop, 'cause all these online challenges are lame. And I said, no, I don't play them no more. Those Facebook games are really a bore. Don't ask again to play me words with friends or help you with your stupid farmland chore. A lady friend I know just sent a birthday request. I clicked on it, which really was a shame. The next thing I knew, well, it had rifled right through my address book, which had 10,000 names. And I said, no, I don't no more, or take part in your mafia war. I'm perfectly fine not digging diamond mines or helping with your stupid farmland chore. I learned the way to block these Facebook requests. It's all thanks to my lovely fiancée. On Twitter we met, and I will certainly bet she's real no matter what the people say. And I said, no, I don't play them no more.
Saul, would that happen to be you?
It sure is. I got you too late?
No, sir. We have been waiting for you. Hey,
oh, good.
Thanks for taking the time, bud, for giving us a shout.
Oh, my pleasure. Any chance to talk to you, buddy? I really appreciate it. Look
Listen,
forward to it.
great things are taking place, huh?
We really there's definitely good things going on, and I'm a very fortunate man, and but I'm working hard, and we're trying to make things happen, and I think this is going to turn out to be a really good year for me.
That's great. That's great. And you're over at Long Neck tonight. Are you finished now?
Yeah, all finished up, and sometimes I got such a tough job. I actually played out by a pool tonight. So.
Oh, that's terrible.
Some of us really have to work hard.
I know that them working conditions just aren't always what you want them to be.
That's right.
Listen,
oh, shoot.
we've been keeping track of you, and with all the things that you did down there in Tennessee, and all the things that you send us on Facebook and so on and so forth. And man, we're just real happy. We're happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
And
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Where are you going to be tomorrow night?
Well, tomorrow night I'm actually playing the AM Vets.
Over in Millsboro.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night, and goodness, I'm a little embarrassed. I can't remember what my hours are tomorrow night, but that's where I'm going to be. And then Sunday is a very big day for me. Number one, it's my birthday, and it's my CD release party at Annabella's Italian Restaurant in Lewis on Savannah Road. And we're pretty much sold out there. Every seat's been taken, and it's going to be a real big night for me. We worked so hard, as you know. It took me about 18 months to raise the money, do all the recording, do all the mixing and editing, and the manufacturing of the CDs, and they should be on my doorstep tomorrow morning. And it's been a long road, but boy, I'm thrilled with the finished product, and I can't wait for you to. Well, I guess you've heard some of it already, but I want to get you a copy of it.
All right. Listen,
I'm real thrilled.
We're thrilled for you, and I've been telling people that Sunday is the big launch day for you, and I'll tell you what I really liked is when you did the thing with the different people that played and sang with you, and you did it like individually. That was really interesting. I like that.
Well, a project like this, and everything that we do in life, it is so much of our success in life are our friends and our family. I mean, obviously, you have to have the gumption to take action and do things, but ultimately, it's the people along the way, along the journey, that really help us to be who we are. It's our family and our friends and our teachers and everything. And my feeling is, on a recording project, it is paramount to have people on that project that are really good at what they do. And boy, that happened on this project, and I wanted to introduce everybody to those people one by one, because they played such an integral role in putting this together, and I was just so very fortunate to have them participate.
Wow. Well, listen, I know you're tired, because if I worked under those extreme conditions, I wouldn't have even been able to call anyone on the telephone. But no, I'm only kidding. You know that. Listen, one of these nights, my wife and I is just going to drop in where you're at. I keep in touch with your itinerary there.
Okay.
All the time. So we're just going to drop in, and then we'll introduce our ugly selves to you. And that's Espinal sad humor there. But anyhow, we'll introduce ourselves to you, because I sure would like to meet you in person.
Oh man, I would love to get a chance to meet with you, and I was sincere last time. I really would love for us to just get together, just to kind of hang out, and I mean that sincerely, and I'm hoping that my schedule will allow it. and it's going to happen.
All right, buddy. Listen, happy birthday on Sunday. Congratulations on the new CD.
Thank you so much.
You are a very deserving man, and you are a great human being, Saul.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, buddy. We'll
Thank
be
you
in
so
touch
much,
with
man.
you.
I can't wait to see you guys.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That, my friends, was a great person. Mr. Saul Knopf from right here in Delaware. Sunday is his birthday, and Sunday is the launch day for his brand new CD. I think it's entitled Sea Change. Wow. Before we catch that caboose that's coming down the road, huh, Charlie? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say that we play one of Saul's songs? There's one, if I can find it here. Bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. No, I'm not going to sing to you. Okay. This is an older song, but I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Saul Knopf, I Was Born to Love Her.
I had never been so sure of anything in my life. Never thought I'd be a heartbeat from paradise. But here I am on the doorstep of what so many only can dream. And I honestly believe, that I was born to love her. I was born to love her. From the first breath I took till now, from the moment that I even knew how to love somebody the way that I loved her. I was born to love her. I was born to love her. Some may say that what we have is divine destiny. Some believe it's just a flip of the coin for the lucky. I don't care what they say, 'cause all I know is what I see. When she's standing right in front of me, standing right there. I was born to love her. I was born to love her. From the first breath I took to her, from the moment that I even knew how to love somebody the way that I loved her. I was born to love her. I was born to love her. Love somebody the way that I love her. I was born to 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 love her.
Beautiful, beautiful song by Mr. Saul Knopf. We got to play one more. We just got to play one more. And this is the title song of his new CD that he will have in his possession Sunday the 2nd. And it'll be launched at Annabelle's Italian Restaurant in Lewis, Delaware on Sunday. Unfortunately, all the seats are filled. But go to Reverb Nation. I'm sure that you can get it. Go to iTunes. You can get it. There's numerous ways to get it. You just got to get this man's music. And here is the title song, Sea Change.
Gonna break out of this rut, leave it all behind me. Cross that distant horizon where no one will find me. Give me a fine little sloop and put my baby on board. Set a course to southeastward and never tell the landlord. The sea change is gonna come, coming on over me. The sea change is coming to set us both free. Like light from the North Star, guiding our destiny. The sea change is coming to set us both free. We've been living to work and working just to live. This waste of being no one can forgive. Gonna dump all our baggage, gonna sail away from our cares, gonna call all the bluffs, take all the dares. A sea change is gonna come, coming on over me. A sea change is coming to set us both free. Like light from the North Star, guiding our destiny. A sea change is coming to set us both free. We charted to course through the wind and the waves, the harbor and haven, where we're nobody's slaves. And when we look back over passage of time, we'll know that the sea change let us live before dying. Sea change is gonna come, coming on over me. A sea change is coming to set us both free. Like a light from the North Star, guiding our destiny. A sea change is coming to set us both free. To set us both free.
Sea Change, Saul Knopf. That is the title of his new CD that will be launched Sunday, June the 2nd. And it'll also be Mr. Saul's birthday. So happy birthday. Let me get this right, and then Charlie and I is going to catch the caboose. It's coming. And he's over there jumping up and down. I know. Now you made me forget what I was doing, Charlie. All right. Listen, if you're in the Delaware, I was going to say the Delaware area. If you're in the state of Delaware and you're looking for something to do, tomorrow night, go to the Sussex AM Vets Post 2 in Millsboro, Delaware. It's not hard to find. When you get there, just ask anybody. Or if you got a GPS system, just punch in Sussex AM Vets Post 2 at 7 p.m. And Saul will be performing there. So if you need something to do, or if you have something to do, change your plans. Go on over to Millsboro and listen to Saul. You will not be disappointed. So until then. Anyhow, yes, Charlie. I know, Charlie. Cut me a break, Charlie. Okay. Sometime I'm going to wring his little neck. You know what I'm saying? If I just, anyhow. Anyway. Okay. Listen, there's a whole lot of love coming to you from the Funny Farm. I mean that. Tune in tomorrow night, Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have an edition of Unshackled. Tell your friends, your family, your in-laws, your outlaws, friends, Romans, and countrymen, anyone else that'll listen. So tune in tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen, if you're out there having a party tonight, don't you dare get behind that wheel drinking. You understand me? I'll tell Grandma on you. Don't get behind the wheel drinking. Be responsible. Have fun, but be responsible. Until tomorrow night, same time, same station. This is George Espinlove challenging you. Be kind one to another. Smile. Have fun. Don't take no wooden nickels. God bless you real good. Good night, everybody.